quiet village lived a young man named Harith. Though his surroundings were calm, his mind was anything but. Restless thoughts consumed him, questions about the past, and fears about the future. One day, Harith heard about a wise sheikh who lived in seclusion on a distant mountain. It was said that the sheikh possessed deep knowledge of the Quran and Hadith, and could guide those seeking inner peace through understanding Allah's divine wisdom. Intrigued, Harith decided to embark on a journey to seek the sheikh's counsel, hoping to find peace in his heart. After days of challenging travel, Harith finally reached the top of the mountain, where he found the sheikh sitting on a prayer mat, absorbed in dhikr, remembrance of Allah. Harith respectfully approached and greeted him with, "Assalamu alaikum." The sheikh returned the greeting with a kind smile. Harith said, "O sheikh, my mind is restless, and my heart is unsettled. I have come seeking your guidance. Can you teach me how to find tranquility in my soul?" The sheikh's eyes softened with understanding. "To find peace, my dear son," he said, "you must first empty your heart of unnecessary concerns, just as we are reminded in the Quran. Verily, in the remembrance of Allah, do hearts find rest. Surah Ar-Ra'd 13:28. I will guide you." The sheikh led Harith to a small garden, where there was a large jar filled with water. He then gave Harith a smaller, empty jug and said, "Your task is to transfer all the water from this jar to the smaller jug, but you must not spill a single drop." Harith looked at the task, feeling confused. How could he possibly fit all the water from the large jar into the small jug? Yet he accepted the challenge. For hours, Harith carefully scooped water from the jar, trying his best not to spill. But no matter how much water he transferred, the jar remained full. Frustration began to overwhelm him, and his mind became even more chaotic. For hours, Harith carefully scooped water from the jar, trying his best not to spill. But no matter how much water he transferred, the jar remained full. Frustration began to overwhelm him, and his mind became even more chaotic. Noticing his struggle, the sheikh approached Harith and placed a comforting hand on his shoulder. "My son," he said softly, "you are trying too hard to control the task, just as you try to control every aspect of your life. But peace comes when you surrender to Allah's will and trust Him. Allah says, 'Whoever relies upon Allah, He is sufficient for him.' Surah At-Talaq 65:3. Before you can complete this task, you must first empty your heart of worldly anxieties and place your trust in Allah." Harith closed his eyes and took a deep breath. He let go of his frustration and remembered the wisdom of tawakkul, reliance on Allah. As he began to focus on the present moment, his heart felt lighter. With each scoop, he became more mindful of his actions, trusting Allah's plan. Gradually, Harith's movements became smoother, and the water flowed easily from the large jar to the smaller jug. Finally, Harith poured the last drop of water into the jug. He looked at the sheikh in amazement, his heart filled with gratitude. From that day on, Harith carried the wisdom of the sheikh and the guidance of the Quran in his heart, reminding himself that true peace lies in submitting to Allah and trusting in His divine wisdom. The journey to inner peace begins with trust in Allah, for only through Him do our hearts find rest.
Thank you so much for watching. If this story brought you peace or inspiration, please subscribe to our channel.